If I were to tell you that I was coming to see Britain's oldest surviving concrete bridge, you might think I was coming to London, or Bristol, or Liverpool, or Manchester, one of Britain's big industrial centres that has been inhabited for thousands of years, but no. Right, today I've come to Axmouth in Devon. Axmouth Harbour had been an important commercial hub in the ancient period. Phoenician traders came here, Romans came here. The Romans built a road from here all the way up to Lincoln, 230 miles. That was a major commercial investment because this was one of their major harbours in the southwest, one of their major harbours in all of Britain. And it continued to be an important space until the 14th century, when the cliffside behind the camera collapsed into the sea, causing the harbour to silt up. It is still silting up today. Year on year, it is getting more full of mud and sand. But because of the importance of sea-based navigation, they repeatedly dredged this harbour to try and keep it active, a process that continued until 1870, which was the last attempt to make this a commercial harbour. The dredging efforts failed, and the 1968 Seaton Railway, about a mile that way, took over all the major transport from this region. It was easier to transport fuel, lumber, building materials, food. All of that was easier by rail than by boat. During the time when this was a serious commercial harbour, tall ships needed to be able to get through this area and up into the higher reaches of the river. But with its failure as a commercial harbour, bridges could be built that would normally prevent tall ships from entering the river. This bridge was the brainchild of Philip Brannan, who built it in 1877 out of concrete. Now, from the distance between the camera and the bridge, you may not be able to tell that it's concrete. It's deliberately emulating the style of stone bridges. And I think it's just as beautiful as any stone bridge. And that was part of Philip Brannan's point. Not only was concrete a perfectly capable building material that could build strong, durable structures, but with the care of the architect, it could be beautiful as well. Originally, this was a toll bridge. It replaced a ferry and it needed to be paid for, so tolls made sense. In 1907, tolls came to an end, and it used to have road traffic all the way up until 1990, when it was pedestrianised and a modern road was built. Although no longer a commercial harbour, Axmouth does survive as a pleasure harbour, with small fishing cruises and pleasure boating, with no sign of abating. And it is maintained for that purpose, which is a lot less difficult than maintaining it as a commercial harbour. And I have to wonder how many people have crossed this bridge without knowing that A, it was made of concrete, and B, it's the oldest surviving concrete bridge in Britain. Well, probably people figure about halfway through when they see the little plaque that says that it is. We've got a falling tide at the moment, so the flow through the bridge's arches is quite strong. And this is the modern bridge, also made out of concrete, but much less pretty, because by this point we cared more about low-cost utility than we did about it looking beautiful, which it almost certainly does not. It's fine, it's a bridge, does what it does, it's just not pretty. When you get up close to the bridge, it's pretty obvious that it's made of concrete, particularly in the way that it is weathered with the lichen and so on. Axmouth's failure as a commercial harbour in the recent centuries is not necessarily a bad thing. While it's bad for people's profits, it has meant that this whole estuary has become a haven for wildlife. The silting of the harbour creates a beautiful wetland environment that is absolutely fantastic for all the local bird species. If I zoom in a bit, you can see there's a huge gaggle of swans over there, and serious bird watchers will find all kinds of exciting species in this area, and it's a major bird watching site. When imagining this area in its ancient past, imagine this estuary being entirely empty and deep, much deeper than it is today, where it's largely mudflats. This estuary would have been akin to other estuary harbours like Exeter or Falmouth or Poole. And if you follow the river up inland and get to the head of the estuary, you get Axminster, which is, to this day, quite a large town, especially for Devon. This is Axmouth village, which is about a mile upriver in the estuary, and it really demonstrates how silted up this area has become. You could not get a ship into this harbour anymore. It has no capability of being a port of any description. But at the same time, it is a refuge for birds.